Do you just want to start off with your full name?
Yeah, well, it's ongoing now, haven't we?
Yeah.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
Well, my name is William J. Watterson, commonly known as Bill or Billy. And the cameraman here is my grandson, Matthew Ryan. We're going to have a bit of a conversation and for my great-grandson, Matthew's son. And so when he gets older, you can see what he's written out was all about. You can start asking questions about
Yeah.
you know, when I come out here, how old he was, what I'd done before that.
Absolutely. Just a video documentary of your life, which I think is important to capture for my children, but also their children and generations after that. So I think it's good, and we'll also do one for Nan as well. And we'll put this online so everyone can see it as well. So long after everyone's gone, people will still be able to view this interview. So
what the Irishman and Australia looked like.
Right.
What it was about.
Exactly. So just relax, and so we'll start off. When were you born?
I was born in Northern Ireland in a place called Aldergrove, which is now where the international airport is. I was born there in the year 21st November 1942.
Belfast International Airport.
I'm sorry, yeah, I know that the Northern Ireland International Airport. Like
Northern Ireland
International Airport.
Okay.
That was called Aldergrove. We used to an RAF station during the war, where my father worked as a fitter, I think, there on this aircraft during World War II. With the big Lancaster bombers coming in and out. I lived there for, not that many years, a few years, and we moved to a place called Strathaven, where I started primary school there, and went through that for a few years, and then we moved from there to a place called Grandad, as they say, and or what I said, and I went to school there, finished my schooling there, which was called Grandad High School. Only joking, primary school.
So you didn't finish primary? You finished primary.
Yeah, that was primary.
You didn't start high school?
I finished when I was 14. And then when I started work for a fellow called Jack Young, I was an apprentice carpenter, if you like, there for 2 years with him. And then I moved to England for 12 months, lived there in a place called Swindon in Wiltshire with a couple of friends. And that's when I came back to Northern Ireland again, and from there I joined the British Army. When I was 18, I was in it for 6 years and travelled various places around the world, not doing much, but doing me bit. My first posting, funny enough, was, I think it was around about November or December of 1966, if I remember correctly. Freezing cold winter in Northern Ireland, and my first posting overseas was to Tripoli in North Africa.
Before we get into the army stuff, I just want to touch on early life.
That's right. Yeah.
So I remember you telling me some stories when you were growing up. When you were very young, you saw Lancaster bombers fly over the house.
Yes, right. I was very young at the time. Yeah.
And that's during the war.
I was during the Second World War. Yes.
Because you were born
1942, in the middle of the Second World War.
Right in the middle, like D-Day almost.
Oh, well, yeah, the war ended in 45, so I was born in 42. So when the war ended, I was actually 3 years of age.
Yep.
So, could be some idea.
21st of November.
On 21st of November, yes.
1942.
1942.
So, and that's a pretty key memory, isn't it, to remember something from the world's history, an important segment of the world's history, which is the Second World War, to remember actually Lancaster bombers flying over the house. And I think you'll tell me a story briefly about, were you hiding in the backyard? Or
yeah, I was. I think I saw that. I think my mother said, I don't know, because it was only 3 years with my mother, I think was telling me that when those bombers come in to land from bombing Germany and that, I used to run and hide below a big bush or run into the house, screaming my head because of that noise. We lived right next to the runway, basically, and that noise, it used to frighten you. Imagine, a 3-year-old, the noise of them big 4-engine Lancaster and York bombers coming into land. It was pretty harrowing for a 3-year-old, you know. But
Absolutely.
anyway, we got through it. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. And you being one of the eldest.
I was the eldest.
Well, if you did have a brother before you, right? That passed away.
I did, yeah. But I don't know much about him. He's never really spoken about it, so I don't know what the history is of it. It was rarely ever spoken about. I believe, I don't know for sure, but I believe there was a younger child than me. I believe. But, I don't know much about it. It was never really. Every time it was mentioned or more, somebody had said every time you mentioned it, she started crying. So we just we didn't.
Yeah, and
it, you know.
And it's probably back in those days. Probably people didn't really talk about that stuff.
That's
either,
right.
Where they nowadays is different. More open.
Yeah.
Especially with mental health and things these days.
Yeah.
That child also bared your first name? Was it also
so,
William?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Again, I'm not 100% sure, but I'd heard that they had the same name as me. The same name. My father was William as well.
Okay.
William John Watterson, and my grandfather was William as well, like my father's father, you know. So.
Yeah.
And then my mother's brother was William as well. There were Williams in our family.
Yes.
First name was William.
Yes.
There was a few others.
And Charlie as well. His middle name's now William.
That's right, it is.
So.
And there's another couple of cousins of William.
Yeah.
And, I can't think of any more names offhand.
But a very prominent name within Northern Ireland as well, because it's King Billy, right?
King Billy. It's surprising today. At that particular time was very ripe, but like these days it sort of all died down now, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But as I said, there was a few Williams in our family, cousins and uncles and direct family, like my father and grandfather, so there was quite a prominent name in our family, you know.
Yep. Yeah.
And
your brothers and sisters, you've got you're the eldest,
I was the eldest,
apart from your obviously the one that was born before you. But who's the second? Phyllis.
She was my sister. Yes, she passed away a few years ago now.
Yeah, and her children are
Raymond, Stephen, and Guy.
Okay.
Raymond's Parks. She married a fellow called Billy Parks.
Yeah.
No, Billy. So, she married. She married Billy Parks, and they had 3 children, as I said.
Sure.
Raymond, Gary, and Stephen, yes. And of course they're all married. They're all married now, except like Stephen hasn't married. He never married. He's got a kid of his own, but he's never been married. Raymond's married.
At the point of this video, at this time of recording, he's not married.
No, he hasn't been. You know.
Third eldest
was Florence. That's my other sister, the one that lives. She lives there with me, or she lives in over there north.
And that's Mark and Janelle are the kids.
That's her kids, are Mark and Janelle.
Yeah. And she married Doug, right? Doug Sheefer.
Doug Sheefer, yeah.
Yep. Sure. Fourth eldest. Fourth eldest
Was Des.
Desmond.
And he passed away there not so long ago.
Mm-hmm.
He had a bad heart all his life, so he just I just believe that he just passed away in his sleep one night, never woke up again. So, and too young to die as well. But
his kids,
because he married my sister Florence, and they have Janelle and Mark and Giselle.
Yeah, but Des's kids. Who's Des?
Des's kids, right? Who's Des's kids? Oh, this was embarrassing.
Denver?
No.
So kids are Denver
and Gloria. Yeah.
Just the 2 kids?
Just 2 kids,
Just 2 kids. And then it would be John after that, right?
Yeah, John's
the youngest.
Yeah, he got married to Helena Kirkpatrick, I think her surname was, and they moved to Scotland to be near her mother. I think her mother might have been Scottish, I think. And they moved there, and he started his own business over there, John did, and
that's what motorcycles.
Motorcycle business, yeah. Still going. That's strong, great little business.
And his children?
His children is Stephen.
Simon.
And what's the other one's name now? Richard.
Richard.
Simon and Richard, yeah.
Yep.
Keep forgetting their names now.
Right.
Yeah, Simon and Richard, and Simon runs the business now.
Yes.
John started most services, and
Yep.
Richard, he runs the wholesale, but he's got I believe, a shop in Dundee and Scotland where they sell all.
And he's also a
motorcycles.
children's book author.
Aye.
Children's book author?
And children's book author as well,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and he has a motorcycle shop, I believe, in Dundee and Scotland. Where he
Yes.
sells all there.
Yes, that's right. Direct bikes.
Aye.
Direct bikes.
Yeah.
So tell me about your relationship with your father and your upbringing with your mum and dad.
Well, I never had it was a bit tense with my father. My mother was all right, and from my mother, she was always good, but I don't know why, but it was just, I've got no idea to say why it was so bloody tense with him and me, you know, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know, I could say a few things, but I won't, you know.
Sure,
You know.
sure.
But he was a good father. He wasn't a bad father, and don't get me wrong, very good, but
Tough.
but then I think in later life we got on a lot better, like, because we would, he would I'd be down to the local village, maybe Saturday night, and he'd be down there in the local pub, and we'd have a drink together and chat. So it was all right. As I grew older, all that animosity, if you like to call it that, disappeared, sort of thing. So, and of course, by this time I was in the army anyway, so home on leave, I would see him, you know. So
Yeah.
that's about that, you know.
And your mum?
Well, yeah, pretty good relation with my mother. She was a McRae. She was a worker too. She looked after 5 children, and went to work as well down at the airport. She was, I think, a cleaner or something. I think.
Yeah.
At the airport, and it got particularly hard for when my father died, you know. He took his own life, you know. So my mother had a struggle then with.
And do you think that was that because of mental illness? Do you think
No,
back in those
they
days?
had a bad back.
Okay.
And he just, the pain was, as I got older, the pain got worse and worse. He just couldn't act the pain.
Just excruciating and you couldn't bear
bad pain, you know.
it. And I suppose in those days there was no, cure or medication.
Today, you could have fixed him up today.
Yeah.
But it all started with his hip and that's for it,
Yeah.
you know. And I remember, I think my mother, somebody's telling me that he couldn't sleep in an ordinary bed like you and I could. Had to put a door down, like a door.
Yeah.
And put that below the mattress so the mattress wouldn't sink us in. I had to keep it stood back, otherwise
because of
he
the
couldn't
pain.
sleep. That's, I believe, you know, what happened. But, you know, yeah, so. And my mother she was always good to her mother, never had any problems with her at all, you know, never. She was strict, but a good boy, you know.
Yeah.
So that was it, and it was John. As I said, I think what told said that he went to Scotland, and then Lena got married, went to Scotland,
Yes.
started up their own business over there, which is still running today, and their son, Simon, is running the business, and there's not much more I can say about that side of it, you know.
I think your father as well, I think you'll tell me he worked on aeroplanes that came back.
Yes, right, came back to me at RAF, I believe.
Yeah, during the war.
During the war years, yeah.
And went and patched them up or
They
something like
patched
that.
them up and sent them back out to fly.
Yeah, wow, okay.
And I remember them saying that all those guys that flew those big York and Lancaster bombers were all very young. You were in their 20s, you know. Half of them never came back, you know.
Yeah.
They lived on bombing into Germany or Italy or wherever, and they never returned. Just shot down and up was in. Only young blokes too.
Yeah.
Very, very, very bad, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway.
And he was a key part of the
the
RAF to make sure they come back and patched up and ready to go back out, basically.
All you could do was patch them up and send them back out again.
Yeah.
Service the engines on them was them big 4 engines. Lancaster New York bombers. Service them, we got to make sure they were running all right, and so someone came back, someone didn't, you know. But the aircraft, I don't think ever really let them down. It was just they were shot down by the Germans and the Italians and that, you know. So, But you know, that's.
And when so you got through schooling and that, and your first job?
My first job was a fellow with a fellow called Jack Young, and he was an apprentice carpenter, apprentice joiner, you know. With him was there with him for about a couple of years, you know, and then that's what I said before, that when I said I was there with him for a couple of years and I got fed up. I said I gotta go, gotta move. I packed up and went to live in Scotland with a couple of friends, you know. And I worked there in a scrapyard, and I was sort of just cutting up scrap with oxy welder. I got out and driving trucks there, taking the metal away and have to smelt it, having it, you know, smelted down into remaking stuff like that.
Yep.
Excuse me. Yeah, you know, that was that in England. I was in England for, I don't know, a year, maybe.
Yep.
And
I think you were saying before as well that I think you learned to drive on a tractor or something like that.
Yeah, well, because I lived in a farm. Where I actually lived at was a farm. We were surrounded by farms. The houses, there was all white clean houses,
yep.
New houses, where we moved into, and we were surrounded by farmers. I used to go work with farmers in the summertime, and I learned to drive Ferguson, David Jones tractors, and that's how I learned to drive, you know, the gears between your legs and when you're driving.
Yes.
Clutch a bit like a car, but
yes.
a bit heavier. Yeah, that's why I wanted to be, because I had my first experience.
So there was a rumour about that you and Paul McCartney grew up together. Is there much truth to that?
Nah, that's a load of rubbish. That's a load of. We found out later on that he wasn't actually related to us at all.
Okay.
A different McCartney family.
Different. Okay.
Yeah, my mother was my grandma, her mother was married a couple of times. Excuse me. I'll have to get a drink here in a minute.
Yeah, sure. So you were just saying potentially that your mother did babysit the Paul McCartney from the Beatles.
From the Beatles, yes.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Right.
Apparently so.
And at the same time, like together, you were saying yourself and him potentially were in being babysat together.
They were both the age sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Good,
interesting.
Okay.
Interesting.
So
you grew up in a rural area.
Yeah.
You drove a tractor, helped out on a farm.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And then your first trade was carpenter.
Or a joiner, yeah.
No, joiner, yeah.
Carpenter, joiner, same thing. Woodwork.
Yep, sure. And then what happened after that?
That's a good question. I think after that that's when I went to live in England, I think, Matthew.
You went to England?
Yeah.
Whereabouts in England?
Swindon in Wiltshire.
Okay, yep.
There were a couple of them.
And what made you go there?
Oh, I just changed the scenery, I suppose, and I was lucky enough to get over there, and we knew a couple of guys were already there and worked, and we worked. I got a job in they cut up steel and all that sort of thing. I started doing cutting up steel with a oxy welder.
Yeah.
And then I graduated from there to driving trucks to load up the steel, take them to the smelter, get the steel all melted down, and I could make something else with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Would you say one of the reasons for getting out of Northern Ireland was because of the troubles that you had there?
Definitely not.
Did you see much of that issues over there?
No.
Okay. Were you too rural to see most of those troubles?
Probably, but I just never. There wasn't much in it when I was there. It was very quiet.
You're saying a lot of that was later on?
Later on, when I was out here, sort of thing.
Oh, okay. All right. I see. So how most of it happened in the 60s and 70s?
Yeah, that's right. The 60s and 70s.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. Obviously, I missed a lot of it, but not that I didn't want to be there anyway.
And so you came to England for a bit of a sea change?
Yeah.
Just yourself, by yourself?
No, me and a couple of other guys.
Okay, some of your mates.
Mates of mine.
Yeah.
And we worked there, they said, not cutting up a steel and taking the smelter and all that sort of thing, as I said before. And then I changed that job and went to work for a bloke that had a horses. He was out in the country a little bit outside of Trial in Swindon. And I worked with looking after his horses for him. You know, it was good.
Well, you've already had some farm experience at that point. You already had farm experience at that point?
That's right, I did. He had some race horses and that sort of thing. He was looking for somebody to look after his horses, feed them and groom them and that sort of thing.
How old do you think you were at that stage?
Probably about 17, I suppose. About 17.
Yep. Just very young to move to another country by yourself, basically, you know.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I was only 18 when I joined the army, so I was still very young, you know.
Yep.
Quite young, but, you know.
How'd your mum go with letting you go so young? No problem, okay.
No, she knew I could look after myself, so.
Okay, yep.
You know, and my father, he was quite happy about it. In fact, he was real proud of the fact then, by this time then, he was quite proud of the fact that he's...
Being so independent.
So was independent, and then when I joined the army, he said that was the greatest thing of all, you know. I mean, he had a son in the army, you know. And he was a soldier, so...
So you're in Swindon, you're working a farm.
Yep.
What happened after that? Did you come home and enlist?
Back home again and didn't... well, I didn't think I'd done that much, but what did I do then when I got home? I can't really remember much of that part of my life, but I think I worked with a bloke who had hounds, you know, the hunting foxes and that sort of thing. I was what they call...
This is in England, right?
No, this is back in Ireland. When I came back, his name was Ernie Shearer, and I worked for him for a while as what they called a whipping.
Yep.
He was the master. He would lead the hounds. I was behind, bringing them up on any stray dogs that went that way. I raced after them on the horse and make sure it's fit all together. These bloody hounds and all that sort of thing.
Yeah. So you're saying you're hunting hounds back in back in Ireland, yeah. And what are you about 17ish?
That's about around about 17 mark, I think.
Yeah.
And then I think after that I joined the army then, I think.
Okay. What made you want to do that?
Well, just turned 18 then, see, so. It was a chance of travelling the world for nothing, for free actually. I was able to, you know, so.
This is after the Korean War, or during?
I don't know if it was during the Korean War or not. I don't know.
I think the Korean War was
1950s.
50s, yeah, 1950.
I had nothing to do with it. I don't.
So you joined about 1960.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so Korean War's finished, but it's before the Vietnam War.
Oh yes, before.
So you've got it's in the middle there somewhere. And you've enlisted because it's been sold to you as a way to travel the world and experience.
Yeah. I joined up in, as I said, 1966. No, 1960 I joined up. 1960, I think it was February 66. I was in the army for 6 years. I traveled to places like North Africa, in South Africa, Germany, France, England. There's a few places I went to, you know, it's the army. Nothing too dramatic, nothing to worry about, you know. There's little bits and pieces of trouble in Africa, but they were just a scare tactics, you know. And that was in South Africa, and it's called Swaziland. There were 3 places in South Africa I was stationed with: Swaziland, Botswana, Bazooka. Now all those 3 countries, African countries, have now changed their name.
Yeah, I think so.
England got out of it, English got out of it, and they took over and renamed the place.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know the name, but when I was there, there was Swaziland, Botswana, and Bazooka.
Okay.
It was the three places, you know.
Okay. And when you joined, there was some sort of basic training and things like that.
Basic training was in down in a place called Derry, or London Derry, and I've done the basic training there. Was about how long was I? 4 or 5 months, I think, basic training. And then I was sent overseas then,
Yep.
you know. My first posting as a city before we came on air was in, I went straight from there to North Africa, Tripoli, in North Africa, and it was a bit of a sea change when going for cold weather in Northern Ireland, out to stinking hot weather in North Africa, which was all desert, as you can imagine, you know.
Yep.
I was there for a while. It was quite good, you know, and I met a couple of lifelong friends which I've lost touch with now.
Yes.
But one of them actually, I just found out the other day, had died quite recently. He had bad lungs. God rest. Yeah, Paddy Mulloway his name was.
Yes, yes. So we've reconnected with his daughter, who sent us through some photos. Yeah.
To you and me.
Yep. Yep.
There was a couple of others, like even get their names now, but you'll always track.
Yep.
After all them, we were talking here. I come out of the army in 1966.
Yes.
And then after that, as I said, I'd done a bit of work in Northern Ireland for a little while, and then that's about the time I came to Australia then. I arrived here in February 18th, 1967.
Yes.
That's when I came here.
1967.
67.
Beginning of 1967.
Yeah.
And that's because your sister was here, right?
See, my sister was just out of here.
I just want to touch a bit more on your army career.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a bit of history there that I think is important. You did some work as well around Cyprus.
Where?
Like that? Were you in Cyprus?
Cyprus. I think when Cyprus was Cyprus wasn't for that long. We just were leaving an all regiment.
I see.
You know, so I did relieving work in there, but it didn't come to much with, you know, with there. It didn't just that's the time the Cyprus trouble started.
Yeah.
But we were out of there before it really started, you know.
Okay.
Peacekeeping party thing trying to
Yeah.
keep the warring parties apart, which didn't work apparently in the end. But yeah, and where else was there? I went to
North Africa?
Huh?
North Africa?
Yeah, I also said it was in Tripoli, North Africa.
Tripoli, yeah.
I was in Germany.
Which is, Tripoli is Libya, right?
Libya, yes, that's right.
Yeah.
And I was in Germany for a while. I was just outside Hanover, a place called Stella.
Oh, during the Soviet Union reign, right?
It was East and West Germany then. You know, we were in, obviously, West Germany, and a place called Stella. We used to do a bit of border patrols and that sort of thing, you know. And then there was a couple of, you know, every now and again, the East Germans or Soviets would fire a couple of shots over our head, make us duck and frighten us, sort of thing, but that was all it was, you know. It could have turned nasty, but it never did. That's what I was anyway.
Yeah.
Then from there,
what was Germany like? You know, only a number of years after the
war. Weren't very keen on us.
No, I wouldn't imagine so.
And particularly if you're a soldier, you know, which I was. And
an occupying force almost.
Yeah, they never caused us any real harm, because I think they were frightened what would happen if they did, you know. He's such a British Army person now, was you're in big bloody trouble, you know. The Germans didn't like us, we didn't like them, you know. So it was simple as that. So you kept, you know, we used to go to pubs and drink in their pubs and out there, was never.
Certainly an anti-American, anti-British sentiment.
That's right.
Probably.
They didn't like the idea of getting beaten in World War II.
Well, and there's probably still a lot of. I mean, you're only talking 15 years after the war, right?
Yeah. Right.
So there's probably still a lot of support for what was the German regime, right? The Nazi Party at the time. So you think there'd be still a lot of support there?
A lot of the old school would still be supporting them, you know, you would think. Well, I never seen it, but didn't. It was just as simple as that. I mean, we weren't keen on them, and they weren't keen on us. And a couple of blokes actually from the British Army married German girls, you know.
And stayed there, or?
Stayed there,
okay. Yeah.
And they got all right. They obviously they learned to speak German, you know. Their girlfriends, their wives were descended, and that sort of made things a bit easier for them, you know. But I went what was it? I went to Belgium for a while. Then went to England for a while, as I told you before, to Swindon. And now, was it Swindon, Wiltshire? Yeah, Swindon in Wiltshire. No, Kettering. Kettering, I was in a big army camp there, Kettering. I'm getting confused now. Kettering army camp there for a while, and then when my pa passed away, I got posted back to Northern Ireland, back home.
Yeah.
In the army.
So you were in the army when you found out your father passed away.
That's right.
And what happened? Someone came and you were.
Yeah, it was the middle of the night. I was in bed sleeping. They woke me up and said,
Where were you at the time? Where were you posted?
I think it was Germany at the time, actually.
Okay.
And they woke me up and said, "Your dad doesn't want to see you." I said, "What, this time of the night?" So it's 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the morning, you know. And they said, "Yeah, he wants you now." So I said, "All right." I got up and dressed and up to his office, knocked on the door, came in, said it to him. He said, "I've got a bit of bad news for you, Watterson." That was a huge person here. I said, "Oh yeah." I said, "I think I can guess what it is." He says, "What?" I said, "I think my pa just died or committed suicide or something." He says,
You guessed that, did you?
I guessed it, yeah. Well, didn't, yeah.
And why is that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just knew, I had this feeling, you know.
Yeah.
He says, "That's right." He says, "How do you know?" I said, "I don't know. I just came over me. I was coming up the stairs. I said, something to do with my pa. It's not right, you know." And he said, "Oh, yeah." So I always remember that happening, you know. So I think.
And you were in the army when JFK died as well? Was assassinated?
No, I was out of the army then.
You were out of the army then.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And from there I was posted to Northern Ireland. I was stationed in the barracks. That's when my pa passed away. I was allowed to go home to be with my family, you know, so I'd sort of support them and help them through a bit of a crisis and that. Not that I could do much, mind you. I was stationed in a place called Ballymena.
Yeah.
And
so let you go home for a brief period of time.
Yeah, just to be with them, you know.
And then, what year was that? Do you remember?
Right, oh God, what was it, about 65, something like that.
Okay, so you still had another.
That,
you still had another maybe 2 years left in the
oh,
army, didn't
no,
you?
I probably had a year left,
Okay.
you know. And then I think it's just that's when I got what they called the mob, or by the time I was up there, I had signed on for 6 years. Discharge from the army was up after 6 days. Service was up after 6 years, so.
6 years in the army, that's
6 years in the army.
That's pretty decent, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, was there 6 or 9? I said.
Honourably or dishonourably discharged?
Oh no, no discharge, no dishonourable discharge.
Okay.
I signed on for 6 years, only 6. I didn't get kicked out.
No. But you did. I think it's worth it for the video because it's quite interesting. Like you went through ups and downs in the army too. Like,
it was up and down.
I think it's worth telling because I think it's part of history and it's interesting. You got caught sneaking out of camp and things like that, did you?
Oh yeah, and I mean when you get I think you're on like a corporal or lance corporal or what, you know.
Your stripes.
You want
your stripes. That we say.
You weren't supposed to. Excuse me. You weren't supposed to hang around with the privates, you know. You were a class above them. I never took any heed of it. I went into them and got boozed up like a rest. Didn't go down well at all.
But you're a young guy, anyways. At the time.
No,
so.
I didn't care. I mean, I was when then they took the stripes off me and they give them back down, get me and give me a promotion to two stripe. I was a full corporal and I still was one of the boys. I didn't care. Got kicked out.
They must have seen something in you to see you as a leader, right?
Well, I got on well with people. See, I'm not a nasty person, never have been.
Yeah.
You know,
so people listen to you. So, just briefly discuss some of the funny moments that you had in the army. You've told me a story before about getting caught in some barbed wire.
That was a story I have, eh? I was coming home from the pub one night, down the local village, heading back, walking back. I thought I'd take a shortcut through this field across to the camp, you know. And it was dark, of course, and I'm down this bit of a gully. And I didn't know there was a barbed wire fence down there. I got caught up and, oh Jesus. I lay there the next morning. So I sent a group of people out to try and find me. I wasn't aware. I lay there all night. And I'm drunk as a skunk. Usually take me in the army. I know the time up, young blokes do that. And anyway.
So I take it there was no lights.
No lights, no.
And you've got
it's dark,
and you've tried to get back in.
I could see the lights of the camp when it is. I knew where I was. But I didn't realise what was there. And I got caught up in this barbed wire with my uniform on too. Like, and anyway, they dragged me out and ripped the uniform to shreds just about. And then I got in trouble for that, anyway.
And what, demoted, would you say?
I think it was a private at the time.
Oh, okay.
And then he stretched me arm at that particular time. Yeah, that was quite funny at the time, you know. I mean, you can imagine these bloody half a dozen blokes dragging me out of this bloody guy shock.
But you probably would have got disciplined, right? You probably would have got disciplined.
Oh, yeah, I did. I think I got back a couple of weeks in the slammer, you know, down in the barracks. It was all right. I didn't mind going in there, being there for a couple of weeks because you knew everybody. You knew all the blokes was on guard duty and that, you know, all mates, you know.
Yeah.
But it's after you. But
and they've all probably done the same thing.
Probably.
Yeah, they've all gone out for drinks. It's just you got caught.
Yeah, I got caught.
Yeah.
Really hard. Now they were still talking about it years later.
Mm.
You know? It was one of the funny things that happened, you know, is that. But the uniform was a mess, which I had to be thrown out eventually.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got a new uniform later, so I was happy with that.
Yeah.
Some of the good times in the army, you know. There were some great times in the army. I travelled different places around the world, and you know.
And you were just talking to me outside about a time where you got yourself, you broke up a fight, and then the next day you were in the fight.
Yeah.
Just tell me about that.
Yeah, I was on guard duty that night. There was a report
In Germany,
I think it was in Germany too. I think.
Okay.
Most of the time, I spent more time in Germany than anywhere else, really. And we were on duty that night in the guardhouse, and then we got this report come through. A group of soldiers were fighting with civilians down the local town, you know, and we had to go down there in the truck and send us down to arrest these bloody soldiers and bring them back, and they're all giving us hell, we're giving them hell. And everybody's been to the truck come back, and the next night I'm off duty. And I was in town on a different group of blokes. Well, I got in bloody trouble, didn't I? For the same bloody thing. Got arrested. Oh, God.
And again,
the same bloody thing the next night.
Yeah.
All over again. Some other police come down
and then
arrested us, took us back to the car. That's another 2 weeks in there. Thank you.
Yeah, but you were a commanding officer at the time?
No, I was a lance corporal.
Ah, okay, I see.
Commanding officers, you know, you've got a company or.
Oh, I see. So you're like an NCO.
Yeah,
okay.
I was a non-commissioned officer, NCO.
Yeah.
Lance corporal, sergeant.
I see.
Yeah, I was a lance corporal at the time. And got.
But still, you kept your stripes?
No, I took it off my usual.
Okay.
Never had them on there too long. I was too small to go into the boys, you know, weren't allowed to do that.
I see, I see.
But, you know, some good times, some not so good times, particularly in the winter time. Germany's a very cold place, you know, in winter.
Yeah.
Bad, real bad. You're right with the German army exercise and that bloody cold, cold, bad.
Yeah, I can imagine. Whereas Africa's probably more temperate, summer climate.
Yeah, it's like a stinking hot place. Like, we were based on a camp, or our barracks was right on the edge of the bloody North African desert. And that's one of the hottest places in the world today, you know. And it's all desert, you know, nothing but sand, as far as the eye can see. And even know what they call sage bushes and that, you know. But I liked it in North Africa, I was on back. But I was in South Africa too for a while. And I liked it. I always said I'd go back to South Africa. I wouldn't mind living in Johannesburg, you know, or even Durban, you know. But this is both those places. And a very modern city, like Sydney, very modern city, you know.
Yeah.
But I never got back, so came out here instead. You know,
Yeah, well. We're all grateful you did.
I'm sure.
For
There are
obvious
other
reasons.
People, there's a lot of people wish they could go back home and get away.
That's right. That's
not
right.
really.
What about action? Did you see much action
Nah,
in
not
Africa?
very much. Not really. Just skirmishes here and there. It's basically what it was.
Shots fired from a
Yeah,
distance.
from a distance. Yeah, I mean, they were just. It was to us. It was warfare. Young blokes, being shot at and you shooting back. You never shot. We never did have to shoot at anybody. We just enough to make them think of not coming near us. That was
it was more deterrence.
Yeah. I mean, we was on the same thing. They done the same thing to us. It made it look good. We were keeping our place and they were keeping their place, sort of thing. East Germans. And we there were a few people, civilian people were coming across, were escaping, wanting to get out of West Germany out of East Germany and into West Germany. And we would see them and we would help them to get across the border, the barbed wire and stuff.
I see. Okay.
We'd sort of sneak up there and hold up the barbed wire so at least we're bloody civilians.
Getting out of the Soviet Union.
A bit of decent living in the West as well.
Yeah.
Because they treated like shit or whatever, the Russians and not the big Germans.
Of course, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So in Germany, I suppose you wouldn't have seen any live fire or something.
No. There was always that, but a few shots got off here and there from the other side, and we would respond to another few shots of ours, and just got over there, we were watching them. I think they were doing stuff to us.
What were your duties in the?
Just patrolling the border up and down, make sure no one tried to get through. The soldiers and East German soldiers.
And what about in Africa?
That was just a bit of a peacekeeping thing again.
Yeah.
In places like, as I said, Swaziland, Bethlehem, Brazil, there was a big BBC relay station there. That BBC goes right around the world, every country world gets the BBC News and all that. And we were just there for protecting that and just keeping, because the Africans didn't like it, but they wanted English out, which they eventually got. But they wanted it sooner than the British government wanted to go. And we were just there, just keeping an eye on things and keeping quiet. Fired a few shots there.
Driving military vehicles like tanks and troop carriers?
Only troop carriers I was driving. I was driving tanks. They belonged to the tank regiment. Regiment from us.
And what regiment?
We were what they call armoured infantry.
You were armoured infantry.
Armoured infantry. Yeah.
And what
troop carriers?
What was your company number and name?
Well, the name was the first battalion of the Royal Irish Fusiliers.
Okay.
It's now known as the Royal Irish Rangers. It's changed their name a bit. But we had troop cars, armoured troop cars. Okay. And we used to drive them on, and then I became an instructor for those for a while,
So that's a vehicle that's on wheels or tracks?
A half track.
A half track,
half
okay.
Tracks, yeah, half track. Some of them full track, but most of them were half tracks. Just two steering wheels in front of the rear one for track. They were good those because they could
like a heavy gun on top? Like a
machine
gun assault?
No, just normal guns on top.
Just normal guns, okay.
On a swivel.
Yeah, on a swivel, yeah. And then basically a door at the back?
Yes, doors open, they got the
door out. Okay. So they don't drop down, it opens.
No, they just open up like that. The one we had anyway. The one you're talking about would have been.
A capacity? How many men would it carry roughly?
Probably about a dozen.
Okay.
I can't remember now, but probably somewhere around that.
Yeah.
If you're lucky, get 6 on each side,
Yeah. Not including the driver and the gunner. Yeah.
That's right. The gunner observer is a gunner under the observer,
Yes.
He used to be able to tell the driver downstairs with his mouthpiece that he spotted me, because they always had binoculars with them.
Mm-hmm.
You would tell the driver bear right or bear left to get away from me to see some suspicious stuff going on, that sort of thing,
Yeah.
It was all good fun. There's no real drama,
No, well, you didn't see, I guess you probably didn't see
young
war as people think it is,
but it was all
still
good
an
fun.
important exercise.
Still
an important exercise.
But you can imagine young blokes doing it. It was good fun for us. In that case, you didn't. I mean, people say you don't care where you live or die. But we didn't even think about that. I mean, we sort of having fun. If you get killed, well, got killed, what can you do about it?
Yeah.
You're doing your job. But there's none of that. There's no chance of getting killed in West, like anywhere in Europe, you know. But all except for in Germany, along that east German border, but there was never any real drama.
But it wasn't wartime as such,
No,
so it wasn't a huge
like
risk. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you spent 6 years in the army. So like I said, there's ups and downs, right? You had a bit of fun. So you were discharged. You didn't want to re-enlist. You had enough.
No, they tried to get me to go for another 3 years.
Yeah.
And I said no, and I said no. I'd done the 6 years. That's enough. Oh, I got to go for another 3 years. As commanding officer said. I said no, thank you, sir. I've done my 6 years. I'm going back to civilian life again. I've worn that uniform for 6 years. That's somebody else for it.
So you didn't see a career in the army?
No.
Okay.
No. Right. Now I learned to drive heavy vehicles. That was one thing about it, you know. So when I came in the army, I could drive trucks and all that sort of thing, and in civilian life, you know.
Yeah. But it didn't interest you to make a career out of it?
No, not really.
Yeah.
No, not really. I was said like. It was shortly after that I came out to Australia, you know. So I finished up in the army in December 66. December 66, and I came to Australia in February 67.
So 2 months or something like that?
2 months at home, yeah. I came out here.
So you got home. By that time, so 67, there must have been some troubles in Ireland as well?
There was, but it was down on what they call the border area, down for precise north, you know. It wasn't up all the way up near, lived up near Belfast.
But within Belfast, you've got, there's a couple of key areas where there was a bit of...
you know,
like Shankle Road, yeah. So there's a number of movies about it, but you were far enough away from that to be away from any issues,
well,
right?
we lived in the country, so most of that stuff was taking place in the towns and the cities, more or less, you know. Although there was, you know, you got to watch yourself in the country, so you don't really who's running around, I suppose, you know.
Yeah.
But it never bothered me that much. I wasn't there long enough to worry about it.
So you had already decided when you're in the army. So you was it when you're in the army? You pretty much had already made the decision to come to Australia, or was that a short decision when you got back?
No, well, it wasn't really. I think when I was more or less decided when I came out that there wasn't much work in Northern Ireland anyway.
Okay.
I think I was very much stuck up in a quarry or some bloody thing. And
in Northern Ireland, so only for a brief period, a couple of weeks basically,
just to get some money, you know.
Yeah.
And but I came out here, and as I said, I was sister and all living here at the time. So.
Right. So when did she come out?
Oh, I was probably maybe a year or a couple of years before me.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what the year she came out. Back when I was 66. So she must have come out here about 64, 65.
Was there a reason why she came out here?
No, they just wanted to start a new life. There's nothing much over there.
Work. It was work related though. It wasn't enough work in Ireland,
that's
so
right.
they came over here.
Well, that's right. Well, her husband, my sister, he was a motor mechanic by trade. He had a good job when I was around, but decided to go out and try it up out here in Sydney, and he got a job out here over Neutral Bay there.
Okay, so they came out as well. Phyllis came out here as well, did she?
Yeah, Phyllis and Billy came out together after they got married.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It was husband and wife, they came out here.
Yep.
Yeah, and he got a job at Macintosh's in Muslim there at BMC dealer.
Yeah, I know where it is, yeah. Just off Military Road.
That's right.
Yeah.
And he worked in there for a couple of years, 2 or 3 years, and they were, you know, they serviced and sold minis and Morris 1100s and Morris 1800s and that sort of thing. as far as this is, I'm only going by what I can remember, you know, and what I've been told. And I'm sure Phyllis worked, I'm not sure. I think she worked in the insurance office or something in the sea, I think.
Yep.
And he,
And then only Florence was out here as well at the same time.
She came out with me.
Oh, she came out at the same time.
Yeah,
Okay.
there was 2 or 3 of us. I think there was 3 or 4, I'm not sure. Guys come out with us from the local village on the same plane.
Yep.
Which is probably at the same time, and they would have been on the North Shore. I moved.
Well, your friend, right, Mervyn?
Oh yeah, I knew
you
them
came out here.
around,
yeah, right. So you grew
I
up
wouldn't
with
have called
some.
them my friends, but I knew who they were, and when I was seeing them around the local town where we used to hang out on Saturday night, or the local dance and that sort of thing. I knew who they were. And I remember one night we was in the local pub down there, and I saw one of the guys out, and he said, I'll go back, I'm going to Australia next week. I said, oh yes, so am I, so was Florence. He said, kidding? I said, no. I said, oh my God. He said, what flight are you on? What plane? I told him the same plane as we were on, so I walked in the car. He said, well, I'll be damned, you know. So that was, I forget their names now. Cindy McKinstry might have been one of them. Oh, I forget their names now. It's a long time ago, you know, you can imagine.
Yep. But also, as we know, like as some of the family know, Mervyn, right?
Yeah, well,
He's out here. I think obviously he moved down to Melbourne, right?
Yes, he went to Melbourne, and then Ronnie McDowell, who was Reverend's cousin, he was living here too when I came out there too, and Ronnie passed away years ago. Well, Ronnie died, drowned, trying to save his own kid from drowning.
Yeah.
I told you a story. But you know, I'm trying to think of probably the memories going a bit. You know,
that's all right. You said some friends came out with you, and you've found a place or rented a place out at Neutral Bay.
No, we didn't rent a place. We went to live with Phyllis and Billy there.
Oh, who were already out here.
They were already here.
Yeah.
They had a place in Neutral Bay, by Down Street actually, I think it was one. And my sister moved in with her for a while, and then I moved out, and I moved over to Cremorne or Mawson, I think I moved too. I moved from Mawson. I don't know where Florence moved to. I think Crow's Nest, I think he lived up for a while.
Oh yeah, yep. And you lived by yourself in Mossman area?
Yeah, I rented a room in a house over there, so I was on my own.
Nice.
I was working in the same place as Billy Parks. He was a mechanic in there.
So you couldn't have picked a more expensive area.
No, probably not.
To move out to.
They were living there, so I didn't know my way around at all.
Yeah.
I got a job in the same factory as he worked, I had the same garage as he worked in. You know, I got a job there, just servicing cars and changing oil and checking brake lights and all that sort of registration. That's what I did when I first came here.
Okay.
Up to 11.
And then, so you've come out here. You've got your own place. Or in Mossman you are by yourself. Did you say?
Yeah, I moved in. I rented a room.
Rented a room.
In the kitchen. I used to have the kitchen and the bathroom.
Yep.
And that's what I did that for a while.
And so you're working out, you're servicing cars at the dealer in Mossman, right?
Yeah.
Or the workshop, car workshop. And so what'd you do after that?
I'm just trying to think. What did I do after that? I can't remember what I did after that.
So this is 67, 68 roughly, is it?
Around there, 67, 68,
yeah. And then you must have met Nan around that time, right?
I did. She lived in Piermont at the time, and I met her through a girlfriend of hers. I was after her girlfriend, not her. I ended up with her.
Yeah.
You're more now.
Yeah.
See, he must be obeyed. That's right. And after a period of time, I moved to Lakemba for a while.
Okay.
Lived there for a while. Me and a couple of other guys rented a house there
for
a while, and
Probably a bit cheaper out there as well compared to Mossman, yeah.
And I got her. I worked for Palaco Shirts. She was I was doing that. I don't know, doing some bloody thing. But she was a sewer. She used to sew shirts together.
Seamstress.
Seamstress, yeah.
Yep. And what were you doing?
I'm trying to think what I was doing. I was doing some bloody thing. I can't remember what it was. I think it was packing shirts or something. Packing all boxes and things.
Yeah.
And then I got a job in the same place, same shirt factory, upside on a bloody delivery truck. We had our own delivery trucks and own drivers. So I got a job.
So you started driving.
Delivery driver, you know.
Right, because you've already had experience with heavy vehicles in the army, so you started driving trucks for Palaco, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then what else was there? Not around that area at the time. I moved to Lakemba, myself and a couple of other guys. A couple of folks I think I went to school with, his name was Erwin. Then met up with him. I had this, it was Bobby Erwin, I think, Morris Erwin.
Yep.
I think there was two of us for Savers, and the one I rented the house, a 3-bedroom house.
Yep.
I forget what I was working at then. I've done all different bloody jobs. I worked for a grocery mob delivering groceries, you know, driving a truck for them.
Driving a truck, yep.
Out of Piermont and various others. I can't remember now, but we sit down and met Olympia and
through
the shirt factory.
Through the shirt factory, and obviously the Nan's friend as well, right?
Yeah.
So you ended up getting a job at the same factory.
Yeah.
And you knew this other lady through working at Palaco as well.
Yeah.
Is that how you made the connection there? Okay, through
right,
Palaco. Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
So anyway, so you ended up dating Nan and that, right?
Yeah.
And getting married. 1969, right?
I'm not sure. Yeah, she told you that well.
Yeah. And Mum as well.
Yeah.
So so you've got married. You've had a first child, which is my mother, of course, Elizabeth. Yep. And how was that? How was and so you've become a new father. 1969.
Yeah.
How did you find becoming a new father?
How did I find it? Oh, great. No, first grandchild you were.
Yeah.
You know, so I never problem. You were always very fond of me, you know.
Of course.
You're even for the same age as your son is now, young Charlie.
Yeah.
And you know, you're always at that age. You were running up to me like a blue-ass fly. I remember bringing the truck when I was driving a truck at the time. I said some burgers or somebody.
Absolutely.
And I mean, you wouldn't eat your dinner or anything, so, but we said you were. If I put you in the truck, will you eat your dinner? You said, yeah. If I put you in the truck, will you eat your dinner? Pretend you're driving to Melbourne and Cranbrook and God knows where else, you know.
Yeah.
That might be your boy, your grandmother. Get into the truck beside you, cleverly push her arse up in the truck.
That's right.
You know,
that's
get
right.
her in there beside you.
Yeah. So you know you're a father of two daughters.
Yeah. The other one's Samantha.
Other one's Samantha, of course. Yeah. Yes, and my auntie Sammy's got one child who is Victoria.
Yeah.
So, and you're also a great grandfather now because of my son Charlie, Charles Ryan. Yep. Yeah. So when you had Mum, you know my mum and Elizabeth, who's your daughter, how did you find becoming a new father? Was that difficult to do?
You becoming a father?
No, you becoming a father.
No, it wasn't at all.
You didn't find it difficult at all?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. Not at all. To me, it was just a natural thing. And you know, my first grandchild, my first grandson, I thought, you know, a great thing. I remember I found out at work that she'd given birth to a boy. I was telling him at work and all that. You become a grandfather. I said, yeah, first.
No, I'm saying you becoming a father.
I'm becoming a pal.
Yeah, you
with
become.
Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was good. I didn't have problems at all.
Yeah.
Oh, she was lovely. I always run around chasing after me as the usual children would do, you know. Oh no,
Did you have to pick up a second job or anything at the time?
No, not at all.
No.
Not at all. No, we managed to get through it all. We never very rich, but
Yeah.
we managed.
Yeah.
We managed. We got through it.
Yeah.
Now they're all left. There's only her and me left now. So,
Yeah.
and I'm getting an old grandfather. But anyway, you know, it's been pretty good. We got no problem with it at all, you know.
Yeah. So I think there's I think there's a 6 year difference between Elizabeth and Samantha? I think there's about 6 years.
Well, I thought there was more than that. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe that was more like 10 years. Olympia was always outside, so anyway.
No, 69 to 75.
That's 6 years, yeah.
And so how did you, so you got 2 daughters, Nan also was working as well.
Yeah.
And so what happened after that? So you got 2 daughters. Where are you working? Say you're still working at Polaco, or you've moved on from there now?
I've moved on from there. I kind of like Polaco was. By that time I had moved on to like Canberra.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when Mo and I got married, and they've been moved into a house in Blacktown.
Okay. Yes.
People out there wouldn't know where Blacktown is, but they think, oh well, people overseas would see us.
Yeah.
But
but it's western suburbs of Sydney.
Southwestern suburbs.
Yeah, and you moved out there because I think Nan has some family out there at the time.
Well, they had Mount Druitt there, which was not that far away from
Yeah. And so that probably made things a bit easier. And obviously, Nan's mother's was out there as well, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So, what were you doing at that time, work-wise?
I think I was a sales rep then. I was selling, at that time, door to door, selling blankets and sheets and pillowcases and all that sort of stuff.
I see, yeah, really. Okay.
Yeah. Door to door salesman, yeah.
Yeah.
Going around people's houses and asking what about
Fairly successful?
Not really. People say, what, I can buy them in a shop for half the price.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Tough going, probably. And then I think you were a car salesman, right? At some point?
I was a car salesman for quite a long time, actually. But all up, I think about 15 years.
With my Uncle Joe, which was married to, that's right.
Olympia's sister.
Yeah, Auntie Doris, right? Yeah, that's right. So, and you're working with Joe Tanti as a car salesman?
Yeah, that's a couple of motors there for a few years. Well, I wasn't all that, it was long enough, 4 years. I got him a job in there, actually.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Right. I got him a job in there, and
how'd you go there? Were you quite good at selling cars?
I was just average. I wasn't brilliant. Joe was a very good. I was a top salesman. I was one of the best salesmen in Australia, I would say. And you have to look at the bloke in the back how often, you know. And I worked for Jack Bratton, the car driver.
Absolutely.
I worked for a bank.
Formula One driver.
Yeah, he had a Ford car yard there. A bank store on Hume Highway.
Yeah.
I worked with him for a while. I worked for Fred Williams till out in Blacktown for a while. Like all car salesmen, you move around a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand. Look, it's a commission-based business, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you get paid as cash paid as well, but you had to sell at least a couple of cars a week to boost the money a bit, you know.
Yeah.
You had to try and sell it, particularly weekends. You try to, weekends when people come out to buy cars.
Of course, yeah, because people are working during the week, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, understand. So, and then how long were you selling cars for?
All up from start to finish, probably about between 12 and 15 years.
Wow. Okay. It's a decent amount of time, and you had enough of that. So, what did you start driving trucks again? Did you?
I went back to driving trucks because when I was selling, you had pressure on you all the time to go up the sales also, like a terrible pressure, so.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, now, I got this job with ACS Bird, I think it was, driving trucks for them, and I was Piermont there, and who else was driving?
What did they do? What did that company do?
Wholesale groceries.
Wholesale groceries.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And then I was about to, don't forget, about to Piermont, not Piermont. There's what's her name? You don't know him. I was Smithfield there.
Complan.
Complan.
Okay, so you went from so you went from selling cars to start driving trucks for wholesale groceries.
Yeah.
And then from there to Complan, was it?
Yeah, basically. There's probably a couple of small jobs in between, but I can't remember what they were. But then I was in Complan Power, driving heavy vehicles for them, delivering road rollers and graders and stuff like that. But I was there for about 22 years.
Yeah. And I remember pretty vividly you taking me around in the truck.
Doing deliveries.
Doing some deliveries with you when you're working. Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
Particularly on Saturday morning.
Yep.
That was fine. And then I retired after finishing that when I got retirement age.
2006, I remember.
Was it?
So I think it was 2006.
When I retired, was it?
Yeah, I think they gave you a plaque. I remember seeing. I think they gave you a plaque.
They probably did.
Yeah, it's nice. Nice
gift. They gave me a watch, and I lost the watch.
Yep.
And I have my name printed and all that sort of thing. Probably lost it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And then after you started like a lawn mowing business.
Yeah, that's myself. Working for myself.
Yeah.
I had about I don't know, from 15.
You did that for about 10, 15 years, right?
I had about 15 or 20 customers. But I was doing it for about, I don't know, 2 or 3 years or something like that. And I said, I'm so retired. I probably when I was about 70, I said, I'm not going to be doing this anymore. I don't know. Give the whole thing away and just retire completely.
Yeah.
I've done enough, I'm working from I was 14 till I was nearly 70, so enough.
Yeah.
Working now.
Yep.
That's about the story of my life, mate,
Yeah, no, that's excellent.
Yeah.
Look, and then obviously, you're like I said before, you're a father of 2 daughters.
2 daughters.
Right? How do you think you are as a father? Do you think you're a good father?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, I would think they would say so too.
I think so. Of course.
Well,
look, you're a fantastic grandfather, so you'd have to say you're a fantastic father as well. But I just wanted to think, you're obviously working hard and providing for a family as well.
As I said, we were talking about one day out, like a while. I said I was always there for them. I never went anywhere. I never took off work.
Yeah.
Could have done many times, I suppose, like any husband or father, you get the big pooch with people, and but I've always been here. I always stuck by them.
Of course.
And they agreed with that. I've always a lot of children. His father bugger off and mislead them, and it just doesn't seem right to me.
Yeah.
But I was always here for them, just tell them up a few times, yell at them and scream. But every father does that, I suppose.
No, that's right.
They don't hit me for I think both my daughters have got a lot of time for me,
Of course, and got a lot of time for as a grandfather as well. I can vouch for that. I'm sure Victoria can as well.
Oh, thank you, Roger.
Where you always took me around. I always followed you. We'll go to the shops and get a lot of stories where it's just small things. I think it's like we go to the bottle shop or something, right? But you
mind getting in the shower with me?
Yeah, that's right.
You want to go get your mother, get you undressed and get good. Granddad's not in the shower, I'm not going
I'm having one as well, that's right, exactly.
Time in the shower with me.
Yeah. And it was things like that. But going to the bottle shop and going down to Woolworths at Chester Hill.
Oh yeah.
And then also we'd sit down and you'd have you don't drink anymore, of course, but But back when you like to have a two's new and you have a drink with say Steve next door, we'd sit there and have a glass of Coke or something like that.
That's right, you did.
And it'd be good going to job sites with you during comp plant, and we'd go go to the newsagent at Birrong or the pharmacy at Birrong. And then go to the bottle shop, of course, like I said, at Sefton. I think it was Bob or something like that.
At Bob,
at the Sefton bottle shop.
Yeah.
So it's the small memories like that, aren't they? That mean a lot. It was. I always enjoyed my time going out with you. Around the place. Yeah. So and Victoria will have her own memories as well. But certainly going over Friday afternoons after school, I used to see you. We'd have dinner at your place.
That's right.
So that was always good. I remember as well, like certain memories, like you'd have read the newspaper in the laundry in Sefton.
I did that for years, don't you?
Have a cigarette and a beer and read the paper on the washing machine.
That's right. I still do, but I don't smoke or drink in there anymore.
No, that's right.
I still smoke, but I have to go outside. I'm not allowed to smoke in there anymore.
No, that's right. Different.
I still read the paper in there, in the laundry and there.
Oh, you still do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
I thought it was a nice morning. I like to sit down.
It's the other part,
Normally, if I come in there, I've been doing smoking in there. Not smoking, I'm reading the paper in there,
so
lying with a washing machine.
Small memories. I'm just trying to think of some other small stuff. It's I think I remember you had that red Commodore as well. That was I remember going.
Well, did. Do you remember the Falcon I had?
The white one?
Yeah, the white one.
Oh yeah, I remember the white Falcon.
I had a green one too, I think.
I don't remember that, but I remember there was like a red VB Commodore.
All right.
Or was it a VK? I think it might have been a VK.
I'm not sure.
It was a red Commodore, right?
Yeah, right, yeah.
And then you had it was Mum's white Falcon that was passed down to you, right?
Yeah, that's right.
That. And then I think you had the red Mazda after that, right? It's I mean you still smoke now, but I think I remember a story that you were telling me about. When did you start smoking? Were you quite young, you think?
Oh yeah, probably about 11 or 12 or something.
Is that right? Really? Yeah. Wow.
I can't remember, but I'm just guessing. Maybe be 13 or something. But
picking cigarettes off the street.
Walk behind them, put a throw a cigarette in their mouth together.
I guess it's people my age or people Victoria's age probably, and Victoria's now, at this recording she's 13. So being at that age, if not younger, and picking up a cigarette is almost unheard of, right? But different culture back then, right? So it's hard to compare, but I guess everyone was smoking in those days. It was a fairly common thing, and people started young, didn't they?
Right there.
So Camel cigarettes or something like that,
Yeah, Woodbine.
Yep.
Gallagher Blues and Gallagher Reds, not good.
And did your mum smoke?
No.
Okay, right.
My father did for a while. He gave it up. How he gave it up, I don't know, but he did.
Yep.
He was like me, but I tried to give it. I just can't do it. Give up at the finish.
Well, all things considering, you're still very healthy, right?
Oh yeah.
So you get around and I think we were joking before, but you still got all your faculties, right?
Yeah,
so we're doing this interview right now, and you're remembering all the way back to younger years. So it's quite impressive. Impressive. What are you, 82 now?
83 in November. Yeah.
So
I'm getting around all right.
You're doing very well. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
So it's So look, I was fortunate enough to meet your mother.
How old was you at the time? Do you remember?
Met her in 2016.
Yeah.
So
2016.
16. So I was 22 when I met her.
You were 22.
Yeah, 21 or 22. So I think I was 21,
Oh, I
turning
thought you were
22.
younger than that.
No. So it was Selena and I both got to meet her.
Yeah.
So
Selena too?
yes.
Oh,
Well, when we went to the UK on our trip,
Yeah.
2016.
Yeah.
The 25th, 2016. It was early 2016, January. So we got to meet her. She was in a nursing home at the time.
Did you recognise you?
Look, you know, she had dementia, of course.
Oh, yeah.
You know, she was 100 to 100 at the, you know.
I couldn't remember because I was over for 100th birthday.
It must have been just before that. Must have been just before that. Yeah. What year? Do you remember what year she was born?
No, I don't. I wouldn't have a bloody clue, mate.
But anyways, it was just before you went over. So she must have been 98, 99, right? Something around that. And you know, she understood when I said I'm Billy's grandson, and yeah, I remember her eyes lighting up. So it was nice. It was a nice moment.
All right.
You know, so yeah, it was really good to do that, and to actually meet my great grandmother, right? You know, and
oh, it was nice,
yeah. So yeah, someone that was born.
I always wondered how you met her. No, she was your great grandmother,
She met me when she came to Australia as well, when I was a baby.
That's right. Elizabeth. Phyllis was here with her.
Yes.
I remember correctly.
Yeah, there's a photo behind me of was over there by me, and of them all together. You and your brothers, and
that's right.
It was good for me to actually remember that too.
Good.
For me to meet her, so it was a good moment. So you know, for someone who was actually born in a different era, in the 1910s, you know, so unbelievable, you know, growing up around what would have been the early cars and probably horse and carts probably back then too, wouldn't it?
Well, the first cars would be coming on the market, I suppose. And then
so to see that transition as well, right?
Yeah, well, she was 101 when she died. So,
there
you go. That was, she must have been one of the she was born in the 1920s.
Yeah.
I suppose.
100. Oh, okay. Probably late 1910s. You know? So I don't know when I can't remember when you went over there for her birthday. I don't remember when that was.
When I was over there, she was in a nursing home. She didn't know me at all.
Okay.
She just sitting there. And I remember, I think it was somebody was dead, or somebody was telling me that when they brought a doctor in to check her eyes, you know, they said, "What can she see anything?" He said, "Not really." He said, "All she can see is a checkerboard." I think he said. Okay. That's what it looked like to her, you know. Just sitting there like this, you know. So there you go, man.
Very difficult. Look, I just have a couple of prepared questions here that I thought we'd do towards the end of the interview. So, was there any fond memories through your life, maybe one or two that you remember that you might not have covered already? Is there something that you remember in your life that stands out to you?
No, not really. No, I mean, for me, the big standout for me would have been when I served in the army. Was I was the only person in my area that's ever been in the army. There's nobody else in the family who's ever been in the army or anything like that.
Yep.
My mother's brother was in the army. He was in the Scottish regiment called the Black Watch, which is a very famous Scottish regiment. But that the only one that was any of the armed forces that I can think of that I know of, you know.
And was your father proud of you joining the army?
Yeah.
Did he? I know you said you had you were a bit distant from your father, but do you think joining or enlisting in the army, you think he was? Was it something that you think that you made him proud of doing?
Oh yeah, well I think so. Yeah, I think so. He sort of thawed a little bit then, you know.
Yep.
I remember going down, I said it'd be 40, might have been when we weren't on there, I was going down to the local pub and would have a drink with them at the bar, which I never thought I'd ever do.
Yeah, right. So that's probably a really fond memory that you've got, right?
Right.
Having a drink with your dad, which you thought that probably you never thought you'd break the ice in terms of breaking that barrier almost between the two. It's nice.
Well,
that's
when
nice.
I was working for that Jack Young, he lived way down from our place down the road, and he worked at Ulster Airport, which is now the international airport, the RAF station then. And coming home from work, he used to pick me up on his motorbike and bring me home. And the motor drop me up in the mornings.
I say he's a motorcyclist, was he?
Yeah, that's when my three brothers got their motorcycle
I
thing
see.
from, you know.
Yeah.
And yes, and so on. I think because they were all, I was never a motorbike man, I was too crap to them, too cold to get a car.
Yeah, that's right. Excellent. And of course, I suppose it doesn't even be said, but obviously the birth of your two children and also your grandkids probably a proud moment as well, right? Do you remember anything about your neighbourhood and the house you lived in?
What, here over now?
Back in Ireland, yeah.
Oh yeah, the first house I lived on, can't remember too much, it was back on, I can't remember anything about it, all I remember.
Don't remember. I've been to the house. Well, I've been outside the house in Dundroad.
Yeah.
Is that the second house?
That's the second house.
Okay.
Third house.
Third house. Okay.
Yeah, first house was at Alder Grove, where the international airport is. The second one was straight here, and that's when I first went to primary school there. And the third house, Dundroad, where I went to primary school, changed school, went to Dundroad primary school.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That was the third house. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's where they ended up. That's where my mother. She was the last one to leave, I think.
Okay.
They all were basically getting their teenage years at Dundroad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. What do we have here? So you did briefly mention that you have met both your grandparents, right? Who must have been born in the 1800s, right? That's
It could have been. I wouldn't know.
I suppose they would.
I know my mother's side of the family. I knew my grandmother. I didn't know my grandpa because
This is on your mother's side?
that's my mother's side. I knew her mother, my grandmother.
Okay.
But I think she was my grandmother was she left her husband, divorced her husband, retired, but I don't know. She was got married a second time to a fellow called George Robinson, who was basically my grandpa, but he wasn't a real grandpa, you know what I mean?
Okay. But he was a grandfather
she
figure.
worked for him, he had his own farm, my grandma worked for him, he ended up marrying her, but I'm not too sure, it's very hard to get stories out of my family, you know, but I knew her very well. I mean, she was very fond of me. In fact, I think she even bought me my first suit long pants.
Yeah.
I'm sure of it. And she was very fond of me, actually. She don't see her all the time when I was a little fella. And the grandparents on my past, I knew both Grandad and grandmother, you know. And but I failed to mention there too, they lived in Canada for a while. My father was over there too.
Your father was in. I remember you mentioned that you've got some ancestors in Canada, right?
Yeah, there should be some of them there, but I don't know the full story there, but I know they were in Canada. I think it was Toronto they were in for a little while, not very long.
Wattersons,
yeah.
Okay.
And
that's relatives, so brothers or sisters, or sisters, I guess, of your father that moved to Canada.
No, they're all in Ireland. They never.
So who do you think's in Canada?
Well, I don't know. That's the problem. They came to visit one time years ago, I can't work, as I said, very hard to run
So long ago.
so long ago. And
Yeah.
I mean, they were my grandparents. I know they lived in Toronto for a while in Canada, but my father had been there for I don't know how long. Maybe he could have been there for a couple of months or 6 months, a year. I don't know,
Yeah.
but I know I'm almost sure he was there along with my grandparents, and then they came back to Ireland again from
Yes.
Toronto, I think it was. Back to live in Ireland, a place called the Diamond.
Yeah.
Where he lived at, you know, excuse me. So, yeah, well, I knew both my grandparents quite well, except for my grandfather.
Yeah.
On my mother's side, I was dead or divorced, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I think I met him once, I did. He was in hospital and not too very good away, yes, right. But that's the only time I ever met him, I think.
Your grandfather?
My grandfather from my mother's side. Yeah.
Oh, from your mother's side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
the grandfather on my past side, I knew them quite well.
Your father get along with his parents?
Yeah, I think
fairly
so.
well?
They used to visit them once a week, I think.
Yep.
Used to go down.
They live fairly local?
Yeah, oh, well, yeah, probably about a half hour down the motorbike. Used to take me down there to see him as well. And
Yep.
yeah. Interesting. I forgot about that. They were in Canada, you know. No, it's amazing what's going back to you, you know.
And I think I know briefly. I mean, I'm not 100% aware of the stories, but you put on a grand final party, right? When Parramatta won the grand final, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in your backyard, and I believe that's where my mother met my father, because dad was old. Well, my uncle was living next door to you.
That was at Mark.
Yeah, Uncle Mark. My Uncle Mark was living next door, and I think you invited them over, and for a Parramatta Eels grand final party.
So I can't remember. I remember something about it, but I do remember Elizabeth, and I think Samantha. I did remember Samantha. Well, remember the swimming pool we had at home back there? Remember the pool we had?
Yeah, and the pergola next to it.
Yeah, and anyway, your father and Mark were looking out the bloody their window at them, and Mark said to your father Paul, "There's a girl there, we're looking for a girlfriend," meaning Elizabeth.
Yeah.
And he said, oh yeah, and I somehow or another they got to know her and that.
Well, I think how the story goes that you invited Uncle Mark over as a neighbour, and I think he brought Paul, my dad, over as well. I think that's how the story goes.
Oh, could be. I don't know.
I'll clarify, but I think that's the way it goes. But you're right. I also heard that they're looking at each other through the back windows. Yeah.
I always thought that was the way it was, you know. Didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you've told me this brief story before. Now you were when you got to Australia, you were going to enlist. You went down to
York Street, I think it was
York Street. Yeah, I'll let you tell me the story. Better if it comes from you.
Oh, I can't. I can't remember the whole story. Yeah, I was down to obviously sign up because I wanted to go to Vietnam, being an ex-soldier myself.
And you're in line.
Huh?
You were in line.
Line.
Yeah, to go in to enlist.
I just walked in the front door and
Okay.
opened the desk, and that was all. There was no line or anything.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So as I was going in, I saw normally road coming back out, and I thought, oh, shit, that's good. He must be sent to go to Vietnam. So, and I thought I just said, no. I said, second thoughts about this, you know. I don't think I wanted, you know. I walked in and looked around and thought, oh, nah. Something told me.
You had a bad feeling,
Yeah, just a feeling of it, don't go.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Never come home again, you know, if I did.
Yeah.
I saw normally there was something in my mind triggered. As soon as somebody walking past me triggered something in my mind not to go that way, go another way. I used to I walked back out and I thought, you've done your bit in the British Army. Don't need to do any more, you know.
Yeah,
You've done your
well,
bit.
as we know, Vietnam was
hell.
well, yeah, absolutely. So something told you there, not to go. Yeah, that's really interesting.
Well, I thought, you know, I've been triggered my mind was you've done your bit. You've served 6 years in the British Army, you know. That's enough, you know. Turn around and come back out of here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Who knows what would have happened if you did enlist, right?
Absolutely. I might never walk back out of them, you know. I mean, I would never. If I did go to Vietnam, the chances are I'd never come back because a lot of young blokes never come back.
Yeah, that's right.
I could have been one of them.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So it was,
I'm glad I didn't, you know.
A spiritual force there.
Yeah.
Actually, that's something I wanted to talk to you about as well. Now, your one of your hobbies or interests is UFOs.
Yeah, always has been.
Hobby. Yeah.
Well, not always, but
certainly an interest, right?
Yeah,
A keen interest to yours
very keen interest.
is reading, right?
Reading,
You're an avid reader, but also you share a keen interest in UFOs and spiritual world. Would you say as well?
Oh yeah, you say that, yes.
Have you seen a UFO before?
No. Oh, I did. We saw one out over the back there once.
At this house?
Yeah, from here.
From this?
Out over there.
Oh, okay.
It was like, must be over the sea somewhere, way over the shore somewhere.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it was moving backwards and forwards.
So this is in this current house, not in Sefton?
No, here.
Wow, okay, interesting. I didn't know that.
I didn't think about it much because I was still didn't trigger. He just brought it up. He just triggered something like that.
Yeah.
About that. Yeah.
And well, if you're looking over the Shire, I have heard that UFOs are attracted to nuclear energy.
Oh, that's one of
and you've got the Lucas Heights reactor over there.
That's right.
So interesting you mention that. And spiritual world. Have you? I think you might have mentioned to me a long time ago that you might have seen a ghost or some type of spirit before.
Oh, I don't know. Did I?
Something in the old house in Sefton. Something in the bedroom.
I can't remember that. Oh, I don't know. Do you remember that, Olivia?
What's that?
Maybe seeing a ghost or a figure in the old place in Sefton we lived in?
Ghost?
Or something like that? No?
No?
Oh,
Oh,
I can't,
that's right.
can't remember that.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's never mind. But you've got a keen interest in spirits as well, right?
Yes, sir. That's right. The spirit world, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I like reading about things like that. And there's a documentary on TV. I watch it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like UFOs, and I like reading them mostly.
And you're into murder mysteries too.
Murder mysteries, yeah.
Yeah. That's right. It's probably your three keen interests.
That's three keen interests, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're with murder mysteries as well. You do watch a lot of murder mysteries on Netflix and different streaming services as well.
Right,
so, yeah.
Oh.
So we're starting to finish up now, our little long form interview, but I think it'd be nice for maybe some either life advice or some kind words for my son Charlie and my other children that I'm sure we'll have in the future, and Victoria, and other generations that'll watch this in the future, long after we're all gone. Is there some nice words that you can give to the children that'll watch this?
Oh, not really. All I can say is you've only got one life to lead. Live it to the full. Don't stop. Keep going. Keep going.
Nice.
You'll never go astray.
All right. Excellent. Well, thanks, Grandad. I appreciate you doing this interview.
No problem. Anytime.
All right. All the best.
All the best.